I almost did it again. Hello, folks of YouTube. I'm Essel. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. We're having some technical tribulations of our own this evening. Well, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks for me in real time, so very excited to get back on the Ace Attorney grind. And let's dive right in. There's so much to look forward to. Yo, is it a flashback? Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Yes. Please, let me mute my phone so I don't get annoyed by it all night. Best first case bar none. I'm so excited. Ugh. How'd I get into this mess? Matt on guard? Why? Why did I do that? Oh. Phoenix Wright. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. She's a psychic. Stop it! Hold it! Don't talk about her like that! Did Phoenix commit assault and battery? It wasn't me, I didn't. I didn't do it. Getting fashionable there. The P for Phoenix. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey's second trial. Hope we get the void sorted out here real quick so we don't have to keep thinking about that. Feel a little better? April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh my god. Oh, Mr. Grossberger, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. I didn't mean to get the settings again. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberger. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. And still, you surprised me with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts. All about that. You see, I mean, of course I have, I think. First and last time I wore it was a year ago. 4-9, a fatal electric shock. Grossberg, Phoenix Wright, age 21. Third year at Ivy University, has a cold. Alternate universe, third year art student? Also age 21, so this is... no, good lineup. You go to law school afterwards. Doug Swallow, the victim, a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. And Dahlia, of course, that's her name, yeah, classic. Dahlia Hawthorne, age 20, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend, dated the victim Doug Swallow until about 8 months ago. Oh dear, in any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there, that's our client. Cough, sniffle. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. Ugh. Yo, what's up, Couch? Looking cool, Joker, absolutely. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers, people screw up all the time. Yeah, I have a cold, that's what this mask is for. My doc said this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. Ugh. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. Just stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new with this whole lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It was probably Von Carmen's. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. This time I'm gonna win. and for my client, and for myself. The lighting is not cooperating tonight. Oh my god. Oh, we know that guy. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wrights. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Payne with the hair. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Ms. Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Yo, Mia Sprites. Emergency? Well, isn't that him standing right there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Well, let him scare you, Mia. Give me your toughest look. Nice. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that all about? They trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. Incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow, a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yeah, that's actually Mr. Ghostberg, not Mr. Grossberg. Mr. Grossberg died. Not by my hand, of course, but he died. And yeah, this is, I think, so, you know, don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but as far as an opening case goes, framing a tutorial via a flashback, giving new players the chance to catch up and old players the chance to enjoy Mia context. Oh, yeah. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken of the scene of the crime. Okay. Umbrella. Students discovered the, and Phoenix content, yeah, all at once. Scene of the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. And they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Yeah, Payne context also somehow? Very well, the court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. We may now look at this photograph. And by the way, can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is the victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death, huh? Yes, Snake. The victim died via electrocution. Electrocution. What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. This guy is... Shut up. A what? Stand up to me. Show what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least as much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Ugh. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed on the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, yeah. We got it. You know, we already looked. All the weapons we need can be found on the court record. Yeah, it's very dramatic. Agree, Ozzy. Very, like, got a little bit of melancholy to it. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, Magia. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Okay, push tab here. It was fatal electric shock. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? Electrocution, huh? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some sort of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? Yeah, nanomachines? The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I don't like this guy's smug attitude. The murderer held up the victim with a banana? That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Is that what they call him? Because he's pretty, you know, he's kind of a pushover. Because he's a little bit of a pub stomper. So let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendants? This time I'd like you to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Just like you're up against some manner of wizard. Yes, sir, into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady? Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well as of game 2. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, but be sure to go over it all unless you're in the first game of the series. Now then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Yo, voice acting! The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Welcome back, Waffles. Oh, interesting. The Payne lore? Yeah, I know I'm doing the Foghorn Leghorn here. It seems appropriate. I feel like, right? That seems right. That's a deep Payne lore. We had him as, I think we had, oh, right. We had we kind of had him as Doug Dimmadome for a second, but so was it White? Red White? Is that his name? Yeah, the music is super good. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Oh, very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Red, White, of the Blue Corp. Thank you, yes. Yeah. Very well, Mr. Payne, you may call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What, the defendant himself? But, well, Ms. Faye? It's fine, after all, he's innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. We'll take it. Look, I'm no voice actor. We're having fun here, hopefully. With the voices. Mild, we're doing like, you know, we're doing mild voice acting. I'm doing my best here. We gotta provide entertainment here at SL_TV Industries, and one of the things entertainment in a visual novel is reading the characters' voices, so, you know, we gotta make do. Oh, wait, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yeah, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh. Do you, like, slap? No, that was really good. Scream so we know that emotion? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are... I didn't double tap? But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was... Would the defendant please refrain from passing out his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the goal. Inflection, we're doing, like, you know, mostly inflections. We got a couple voices to bring out here, but... For the most part, inflection acting is definitely the way to go, I think. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Who was I before I was arrested? No one cared who I was until I put on this mask. It's troubling that I just realized right now how close my judge voice is to the Bane voice. What does that mean? I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Judge brings Phoenix's back alive in court. Your punishment must be more severe. So you hardly knew the victim, but you knew he was British? Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew, looks like the judge understands. Yeah? Did you go to law school? You're being naive, you know, too naive. Huh? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness has yet to undergo something called cross-examination. Was born in the courts, molded by it. Cross-examination. He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? Contradictions, huh? Yes, Snake, if a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. I don't understand this. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. Big Otacon. Yes. A penalty is not enough. You must learn, Mr. Wright, and then you have my permission to indict. What does he mean by that? Has he seen the testimony just now that there was a lie, a contradiction? Well then, your cross-examination, if you please, Ms. Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. Dude, he made like a very obvious lie. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Yeah, you super would right now. The victim and I. I admit I was there. I'm not a killer. I did was find his body. Hold it. So you did know his face? You didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So which is it? Did you know him or not? Now, see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. I guess they didn't know his name. News to me. Why didn't you say that before? Yeah, as a goofball college student, Cheesebutter could never be anything but the paragon of integrity. I'm sure he's never lied in his life. I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Oh, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. Pardon? How do you know he's British? Mr. Wright, you stated the following testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, I think this was probably like press 3, press 4, so got it in order. Then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phoenix? Yeah, I'm sure he'd never lie or bluff in the future, especially not for his profession. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He's always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yeah, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. Did you? That's why I figured you must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. Acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. The salmon I ate last night? The salmon's not that fishy. You should have picked that fishier fish. May I ask you something, Ms. Faye? Yes, Your Honor. Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow? The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. You mean like the stars and stripes, right? The flag of this country that we're currently living in, where we have burgers. Oh my god, that's a throwback. As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there is a contradiction here. Mr. Crusberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence, I mean. Okay, check the record carefully. Mama dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? Yeah, I can do it. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay. Not from the beginning. Easy. Was he... Objection! Objection? Welcome to the world of video, Wafels. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Ms. Fay, is there some point of this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take a look at the crime scene photo. The Suns and Stripes, yeah, that's what I thought it was. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. Under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Nor the fact that he had a skeleton underneath the clothes he was wearing. Oh my god, a skeleton! Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Oh. Your Honor, he's capping. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him, that P in his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Yeah, what does the P stand for? Oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? It could be that. I don't think it is. Yeah, that's right, it kills cold good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does that have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, should I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at the photo from another photo from the crime scene. Oh. What's this in the victim's hand? It's Cold Killer X. Is this your card? Yeah, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. Oh my god, the pain objection. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. Oh, that's not that's one of the words you can write, I guess. You can put the letters in that order, I suppose. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'll present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Alright, crime photo 2 and Cold Killer X. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, just sort of explanation for all of this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. What really happened? Alright, Phoenix, come on. Hold on, the watch stopped. Hold on. The truth is not because he called me. Hold on, we can uncover this real quick. Easy cop. It's the first case of the game. There's always a clock involved. 3 p.m. .305. That all checks out. Confirmed 3 p.m. Well, because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd taken Cold Killer X the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Oops, all lies. True. What really happened? The truth is on because he called me. Hold it. Had you ever met the victim before then? Oops, all perjury. Okay, this case? Interesting. I'll keep an eye out. No, never, but that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. Oomph! What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm sorry, I just feel like slapping something else. What? Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim Doug Swallow, before she met Mr. Right, that is. This is one of those nasty love triangles I see. Mr. PH3. Pharmacology department, so you need to... Okay, yes, true. 3 p.m. Pharmacology. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. And Mr. Phoenix, may I please remind you that you're required to tell the truth while under oath. Please? And called me Alchemist of IDU. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it's a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh ho, how fascinating. It sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? So you're absolutely certain you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time the class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Okay. Well, let's go back and talk about pharmacology. Forget about it. Okay, done all that much. Okay, something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there's high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. So what was it you were talking about? You know, maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime, wish that were true. Then later when I went back I found him lying there. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why'd you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why'd you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one's buying this. Taking cold killer axe for at least 2 or 3 days? Yeah, I think to live in a cool parting shot. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? Suppose common sense isn't always common. So, did anyone else know you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it, including the butts. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the incident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? Can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are especially delicious. Naturally delicious. Youch, why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just like hurting someone all of a sudden. Uh-huh. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I actually spoke about this recently with Ozzy. I'm not sure what the plan is yet if we do more games in the series. I actually do have a way to do mobile capture, which I thought there were some mobile releases for 4 through 6 at least. But otherwise, yeah, I don't love 3DS capture from my very legitimate I do have a 3DS, but my very legitimate 3DS capture card setup. Don't love it, but it'll do if we have to get through it. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle earlier. Let me be frank here, Mr. Oh, your name's Frank. Great to meet you, Mr. Frank. Let me be frank. As well as Miles 1 is on mobile. Cool. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for one little girl. However, there's one mystery that still remains. Frank saw it, you say? There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. This is how was the victim electrocuted. Ah, translation. Don't believe the murder weapon's been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? I could somehow establish how it was done. I mean, it looks like it was the electric wires. Name's Frank. Judge Frank. Maybe they stuck out of this mess smelling like a rose. This is fascinating. Yeah. And on Switch, right? But on Steam is, you know, easier. I mean those snakes on those big branchless trees? Those are electric? I'm gonna... It seems so obvious. The broken electrical wire hanging above the victim's body. We're just gonna run it then. Let's run it. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye, I believe that we've heard to piece together everything we've heard up until now. We should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgotten about all that. Now then, Miss Faye, let's see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. So the cause of death. I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Save the thingy for the final cases? Yeah, for sure. The basic rules of the court, of course, I never forget to follow through when I serve. Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, Your Honor. Remember the testimony you've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable... Yeah, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Achoo. That much is certainly true. And that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? Even the defendants and the fingerprints were something besides the medicine bottle? Well, let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim's wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? Can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Bonk, bonk. Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude there is no reason to continue the cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright's innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt, Your Honor. At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Hold it. Do you have something further to add, Ms. Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. Oh, double tap, sorry. If you don't tell us the whole truth now, you're probably gonna go to jail or whatever. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Wright? I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault that Doug Swallow died. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. What's up, Hydra? You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. K.O. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think that I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Yeah, exactly. Perfect timing, Hydra. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? Phoenix Punch. I believe in you. Oh, thank you? Definitely not coincidence, exactly. Finish him. I can't believe it, you really did push the victim. Do I have to say this? Do I have to say this? Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. This got released in this got repackaged in 2019? When did this come out? It said C 2019 on the main page. There's no way they referenced the Harlem Shake in 2019. It can't be 2004. There's no way. When I pushed the victim, that's impossible. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Oh, when was the DS release? That's totally me with my hemorrhoids during the Harlem Shake. 08? I still think they could have done the Harlem Shake, right? I thought Harlem Shake was like 2010. It was like certainly before the meme hit. Yeah, 2013. Yeah, okay. So is this a relocalized version in the HD? Because like it literally couldn't have, unless there was a. Oh, I'm sorry. Prior to the song. I'm wow. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. The Harlem Shake thing. Wow, we're learning today. I even knew about Bauer before the Harlem Shake. What I didn't know is that the song Harlem Shake samples a 2001 song called Miller Time, which has a vocal sample saying, "Then do the Harlem Shake." Wow. Apparently the song was created in 1981. Wow. That's wild. So that was like kind of like a deep cut in 2004 to 2008. That was like a serious deep cut. I lost a temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. The little lads were left to start to get worried. I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Oh well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and just touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling, but from the rain the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there was something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a Jewish like him could miss that. Ms. Fay. Let me warn you right now that if this cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that'll prove it. Alright, when I push the victim. Here we go. That guy who was talking bad about Dolly. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl. New sound effect? Moment? Is that all? Yep. Well, Ms. Fay, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please make this any harder for me than it already is. Yes, exactly. Anyway, after you said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me more about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. K.O. It was like he's doing the, like the Akuma Demon Rush here. If you just rotate Phoenix like 15 degrees away from the camera, he's like almost in Akuma stance. I want, man, if I had more time, I'd doing an edit of like the two CGs there, or just like the two of them standing, and then the Akuma Demon Rush animation, and then the big, you know, the big like kanji on the screen. Perfect. Oh man, yeah. Just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. If I have time, I'll do it. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible you merely overlooked it? Hold on, I'm making a note of that for later. Gave him a light, gentle 20-hit combo to the chest. Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't you let the guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt? I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with this testimony witness. Marble 3. Oh, true. When there's some kind of loud noise, a little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. Okay. Hold it. A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, I'm thinking, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, with the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading some dangerous ground here. Yeah. Details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Oh. K.O. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella? Huh? Clearly, Your Honor, it was a bowl of fresh Rice Krispies. TM. And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. He died, Phoenix! Game! Hold on. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Ms. Fay, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Extremely. Yes. The Zimia. The new info you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No. This cheap umbrella is more important than important. It's vital. I want to have it officially entered into the testimony. Huh, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. He's giving himself a huge pat on the back for that one. Objection. If it was Rice Krispies, clearly the victim or the Phoenix would have eaten them, as who leaves Rice Krispies lying around? Exactly. Exactly. Calm like I see him, exactly. The court agrees to defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. Yeah, Nick is very petty here. After Austin Pepper, I showed him he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you're certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Man. Ooh, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. Okay, here we go. I'm starting to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah. Well, like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Art major. At that time, did you see anything else at the scene of the crime? Anyone else? Nope, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case... Yeah, true. Art student hating modern art. That's gotta be like... Oh, that's a very specific type of art student. Man. Yeah, that's a... Come on. Yeah, Grossberg meaning Mia and Maya and Pearl is very funny. In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from the testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make this final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Okay. Well, easy clap. How did he die from electric shock if the umbrella was plastic? Don't ask me, you're the one who's supposed to know. Oops, sorry, this looks still kind of new to me. Well, it's something new for you too, a new penalty. Objection denied. Okay, great. Why didn't you just have this from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Taking a look at the crime scene photos. Look at this photograph, if you will. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. Conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order, order! The victim, he moved! Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Okay, here we go. Umbrella out of the court record. But the umbrella could simply have been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. Simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! Oh, his hair. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Rip, did you pay? Yep. Eureka, the wind blew the victim away. True. A loud sound has happened. Testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? It's Dolly. Yep, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly. I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very young lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen Doug swallow? That's the question for me. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bring it. Yo. Great animation. Hair flip. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. What do you mean by that? I think it's a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Thunk. Dunk, dunk. Yeah, Mia's court interview is great. Agreed. April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess they can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious after I had such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me, I just know she will. Yeah. I'm waiting for this. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, so that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Well, if you're talking about splitting the episode, I'm curious about this because, like, on the one hand, we could split the episode. On the other hand, we could just run it down. It's 3. It's just the first case. I think we could probably just. I don't know if we're gonna get like another hour. You know what I mean? And Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. Look at the split. Is it? Okay. Well. Oh, it is? Okay. Never mind then. Alright. Well, folks, thank you for being here. I'm Essel. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, don't move. If you're watching on YouTube, though, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed this VOD back to the Ace Attorney grind. Hopefully you enjoy Ace Attorney 3. The game's been great so far. Really sharp writing, fun characters, great sprites, phenomenal music. The game is good so far. So make sure you consider following the stream on Twitch and subscribing on YouTube to find more from me, including the rest of the case. Playlist above for more. Consider liking and etc. to help the algorithm. And hopefully I'll see you all live soon. Twitch.tv/SL_TV. Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Until next time. Peace.